Here in Chapter 6, Epic Games introduced some of the craziest and most evil bosses in Fortnite history. Whether that be Night Rose, who isn't actually evil herself, but is forced to be evil by the massive demon controlling her, unlike Shogun X, aka the most powerful boss ever, commander of the demons from the spirit realm, like the lesser demon, who isn't nearly as difficult to defeat as Shogun. Well, now an even larger boss has made their arrival, just ahead of us finally getting to unlock this season's secret skin, Godzilla, and he brought a new Mythic along with him that we'll showcase right here in this video, as well as a few insane glitches you absolutely have to try and so much more. But first, I'm literally one subscriber off my goal of 4.63 million subscribers. So if you hit that subscribe button right now, you'd literally make my entire year. And somebody tied our buddy Guff to the train tracks, and he's quickly running out of time. The only way to save him is to hit the thumbs up button on this video before it's too late. And if you want to go the extra mile to support the channel, just head on over to the item shop and input my code HOMEGAMESYT. But ladies and gentlemen, we wasted too much time. We got a ton of awesome stuff to cover right here in this video, including the arrival of this season's secret skin's mythic ability, a few crazy glitches that'll absolutely blow your mind, and so much more. Let's get into it. Super quickly, before we hop in game and check out the arrival of Godzilla, first things first, since Epic Games has been on their winter vacation for the last 3 weeks, Fortnite is currently more broken than ever, with there being more glitches than you could ever possibly imagine. I've been showcasing them all, whether that be the super sick invisibility glitch on the train, or even the invisible porta potty glitch I showcased last week. Well, now there are even more, ladies and gentlemen. To do the very first one, first things first, just make your way over to the Foxy Floodgate location. Land right here on this side, where you're able to find the little bus. Oh dear, boys. Oh dear, we're not the only one trying to do the glitch. Hold on, man. Just in case anyone tries to be toxic, I gotta find a weapon. Oh, here we go right here. Thank you, thank you. Bring some shields real quick, man. Those will probably be super handy. And now we're ready to get to work, ladies and gentlemen. So over here, we're actually looking and trying our best to find one of the gas cans. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Oh my goodness, another one. Got him. I literally just searched this whole point of interest and couldn't find what I was looking for. Don't worry, though, because it's a short drive away. We have the Bird gas station. Oh, enemies here, man. Got him. What the heck, man? There's no gas canisters here either. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we found it. That took forever. Now, if we just go ahead, pick it up, add it to our inventory, and find any one of the whiplashes. Take it right by the water where I am and park it. Then after that, jump on top of your whiplash and drop the gas can on it exactly like I did. The rest is pretty easy. Go ahead, hop inside of it, drive it into the water, and begin to wait for your vehicle to sink. After a few seconds, your vehicle will literally sink down to the very, very bottom, and then you're able to drive it down around here as long as you want. If it ends up kicking you out of the car, don't worry, just go ahead and try it again. The only downside to this glitch is obviously you're gonna be stuck in the water at Foxy Floodgate. You are able to drive around and move, meaning you can escape whenever the storm finally closes. Our next glitch is even cooler and thankfully much, much easier to accomplish. All you need to do, first things first, is make your way over to the Canyon Crossing POI. However, you're not gonna want to enter the location. Instead, simply land on top of the river exactly where I am, just like this. After that, walk in the water exactly like I am, hit the crouch button before you get to the edge, and then walk a little closer to the edge. If you then get close enough, look at what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Your character literally becomes completely and totally invisible. We move the camera down, you're able to see that our character is stuck on this super little tiny ledge. Gave us access to a glitch spot that isn't even supposed to be in the game. Now, I'm super curious to see how truly effective this place is. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit and see if any enemies notice us. Oh, I see an enemy. Let's be honest though, there's absolutely no way he sees me. Uh-oh, boys, that's not good. We're in the storm. Nobody has found us, man, so I think this is probably the best glitch spot ever. Believe it or not, that's not even the best part of the video. Before we get to the best part, I'm sure we all remember the legend Midas himself, aka possibly the most popular character in all of Fortnite's history. Played a huge role in Chapter 2, but for some reason was literally nowhere to be found in the Chapter 2 remix season, even though he finally made his return in Chapter 5 Season 2 after escaping his prison cell in the underworld, before arriving on his yacht, reassembling the other Chapter 2 characters, and then leaving the island, all while talking about his next big plan. So what was Midas's big plan? Because obviously it had nothing to do with Chapter 2 remix like we all thought. Turns out Midas's plan was way bigger than that. It's actually directly connected to the Chapter 6 island, which makes sense, as Ascendant Midas always insisted the Chapter 5 island was too small for his ambitions. Boy, oh boy, he wasn't kidding. We have all the information. We're getting into it right now, ladies and gentlemen. Our very first secret is located right over here outside of the Shining Span Bridge, because here you're able to find a secret entrance that brings you into this secret room. Now, I know we've probably all stumbled across this room at least once. You're probably already familiar with it, like all of the different gnomes, and even the super awesome loot you're able to find whenever you destroy this wall, like the elemental chest and guaranteed guaranteed Typhoon Blade spawn. But also over here, you're able to find something that should look very, very familiar. Actually, being this little golden toilet that we've seen in Fortnite before was actually used by Midas to deliver classified ghost information to Meowscles. We also saw it in Chapter 2, Season 1. It functioned as a Midas teaser before he ever first released. Now, a lot of people think this is just Epic Games simply reusing assets. If that was the case, I think they would have just used a normal toilet and not a golden one from years and years ago. Don't get it twisted, because I don't think this means anything too crazy, like Midas is already on the Chapter 6 island or anything like that, but instead is likely Epic Games teasing his arrival later in the chapter, at the very least reminding us that they haven't forgotten about him. But we've wasted way too much time, because every single season in the history of Fortnite, well, technically every season except Chapter 2 Remix, always has a secret skin for us to unlock about halfway through the season. Normally plays a massive role in whatever season it is storyline, like at the end of Chapter 5, where the secret skin was actually Dr. Doom himself, and at the very same time we released, we actually got to fight against him in the Doom mini live event. This time around, it's no different. It's coming up here in just over a week. We'll finally be able to unlock the Godzilla Evolved skin, aka a version of Godzilla fully based around his appearance in the latest movie, Godzilla x Kong. It's actually a super controversial redesign that Godzilla fans weren't super hyped about. Anyways, just like Dr. Doom's mythics weren't actually gotten from fighting Dr. Doom, but instead by fighting his Doombot, aka one of Doom's henchmen he left to guard his castle while he began to repair his armor from Pandora's box. Obviously, this because the real Dr. Doom wasn't going to arrive until later in the season, and not even be there that long, as he literally disappeared quicker than he appeared. But Epic Games had to come up with the idea of Doombots to drop his mythics, just so we'd be able to have them longer than just a few hours. Well, this time around, it's no different, because check this out. You know, at the very end of the Chapter 6 trailer, where we were able to get our very first look at the Angry Beast himself, well, this actually implies that we'll get to fight against Godzilla in another mini live event, exactly like we fought against Dr. Doom a few months ago. I mean, think about it. Never ever in Fortnite history have we had a boss this massive as Godzilla was in the trailer. Bosses that big only ever appear temporarily for live events, but Godzilla isn't the only one we'll have to deal with, because, as I'm sure you've all heard by now, arch rival Kong is also rumored to be involved, thanks to his copyright being present on the bottom of this season's key art. I guess technically there's a chance he won't be involved, because the copyright is for Godzilla x Kong, aka the same movie the Godzilla Evolved skin was taken from. But I hope that's not the case, man, because a Godzilla vs. Kong mini live event would be the best thing ever. Now, since defeating Godzilla in the mini live event likely won't take more than a few hours, Epic Games had to once again come up with a different way of releasing his mythics, and we're dropping into a game right now to check these things out for the very first time. This requires a little bit of backstory. The Godzilla Evolved character, obviously, as the name implies, is a totally different version of the beast. The original Godzilla was actually created by the explosion of a nuclear power plant. Just so happens we now have two power plants right here on the Chapter 6 island, originally leading me to believe that Godzilla would somehow be involved with these. Maybe they would end up exploding and then he would be revealed to be in their place. That's likely not the case, as that was the original version of Godzilla, not Godzilla Evolved, that was actually created a totally different way, apparently by absorbing a solar-infused radiation pocket in Antarctica, with most of our current island being covered in snow. It obviously looks a lot like Antarctica, especially with this one particular thing off in the distance, obviously being the massive volcano. Turns out Godzilla himself is likely tied to this. At one point inside of the Godzilla lore, Godzilla actually proceeded to enter a volcano in order to fight against one of his enemies, where he then went on to emerge as an even more powerful version of himself. But keep in mind, that's totally separate from the Godzilla Evolved style that we have here in Fortnite. Anyways, to get his mythic, you obviously don't need to defeat the Godzilla boss, even though we will need to defeat him in the upcoming mini live event. Instead, his new mythics are gotten by actually opening up some of the newly themed supply drops, essentially exactly like we saw back in Chapter 5 for the Ninja Turtle event, or possibly even fall from the sky, like the Naruto mythics did back in Chapter 3. So far, what we know is we're obviously going to be getting another mythic medallion for Godzilla, as well as a mythic version of his atomic breath, aka being that massive super powerful beam Godzilla shoots. I'm super curious to see how that's going to end up working, because it seriously looks like it'd be one of the most overpowered mythics in all of Fortnite history, but I imagine Epic Games probably came up with something so that doesn't happen. Either way, the arrival of Godzilla isn't just what this entire season is themed around, but also the entire chapter itself, massive volcano, and so much more. More and more Godzilla leaks are coming out every hour, so make sure you keep your eyes on the channel so you don't miss anything. I see you, buddy. I see you. What the heck? No way, there's another one. Oh dear, you guys are being toxic, man. You guys are being toxic. Oh my, here we go, focus up. Oh my goodness, there's so many. This guy over here being toxic, bruh. My aim is so bad. Please forget you just saw that. Come on. Yep. Oh boy, it's not good. We're almost out of ammo. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Yep, we got him. Oh, next victims. Over there. Yep, right here in front of us, boys. Let's party, baby. Oh. Oh. Okay, all right. Way more people here than I thought. Way more people here than I thought. Come on. Got one. Come here, buddy. Yes, we got him. No, gosh dang it, and I got eliminated. But as soon as Godzilla arrives, I'll make sure to keep all of you guys up to date by making